I never believed in the supernatural, ghosts, or whatever people claim to see in the dark. That was until last week, when something beneath my house changed everything. It started with small things, a misplaced item here, a faint thumping noise there. I chalked it up to the house settling, or maybe a raccoon in the attic. But then I heard the scratching. It was late, around 2 a.m. I was just about to drift off when a sound jolted me awake. A faint, rhythmic, scraping noise coming from beneath the floorboards. At first I ignored it. The house was old, probably just the pipes or the wood shifting. But it didn't stop. Every night, the scratching came back, louder, closer. I started losing sleep, lying in bed wide-eyed, waiting for the sound to begin. And it always did. A long, drawn-out scrape, like nails dragging across wood. One night, fed up and exhausted, I grabbed a flashlight and headed to the basement. The scratching was driving me insane. I had to find the source and put an end to it. The basement was cold, damp, and smelled like old wood and mildew. I shined the light around, expecting to see a mouse or some kind of animal. But there was nothing. I was about to head back upstairs when I noticed something strange. In the far corner of the basement, the floorboards looked wrong. They were loose, as if someone had pried them up recently. My heart pounded in my chest as I crouched down and inspected them more closely. That's when I saw it, tiny, thin scratches on the wood. Fresh. The scratching wasn't coming from the floorboards. It was coming from underneath them. My blood ran cold, and every instinct in my body told me to get out. But I couldn't. I needed to know what was making that sound. With trembling hands, I pried up the boards, one by one, revealing a dark, narrow crawl space beneath the house. The scratching stopped. I leaned in, shining my flashlight into the blackness below. And that's when I saw it, something moving, a shadow. It was small at first, like a rat scurrying away. But then it grew, stretching, unfolding itself from the dark. It wasn't an animal. It wasn't even human. The shadow moved like liquid, its shape constantly shifting, like it was struggling to take form. And then from the darkness, I saw eyes, two glowing, unnatural eyes staring straight at me. I stumbled back, dropping the flashlight. The basement was plunged into darkness, and I could hear it now, moving, slithering toward me. The scratching returned, louder and faster, like it was clawing its way out. I ran. I didn't stop until I was out of the house, standing in the cold night air, panting and shaking. But now I'm trapped. The scratching follows me wherever I go. I can hear it beneath my bed, behind the walls, even in my car. I don't know what it is or how it followed me, but I do know one thing. It's getting closer. The next night, unable to bear it any longer, I returned to the house with the intention of confronting the shadow. Armed with a hammer, I pried open the crawl space again, determined to end this once and for all. As I leaned into the darkness, I heard its voice, a whisper that chilled me to the bone. "You let me out. Now it's your turn to join me." The scratching erupted around me, deafening as I realized the truth. It was never a mere shadow. It was a trap. I felt something cold and clammy grip my ankle, pulling me down into the abyss. And as darkness enveloped me, I understood. I wasn't just hearing the scratching. I had become the source of it. The thing beneath the house was hungry for more. Now my own voice echoes from the depths, calling to anyone who dares to listen, pleading to let me out.